Okay, now we're going to have a quick look at the Power Arc 160 STH. It's sitting right next to the 140 ST. The ST is a stick lift TIG DC operation. The 160 STH is a HF start or a lift TIG, and of course you've got your stick TIG function. And on this one you have post flow, amp control. The 160 STH is different than the 140 ST in that we have the built-in solenoid valve. You can use a foot pedal, which is an optional accessory for it, but a foot pedal can be used on this for the TIG function, and we're just going to go through some of the components that do come with it. It does come in the same case as the, or a similar case to the 140 ST. The differences being now is, and there's actually no differences as far as the length goes of your the ancillaries that come with the machine. The stick holder is a 9-foot whip on it. It's the clamp style for the stick. Your work lead is a larger clamp than what the 140 has, even though it's only 20 amps difference as far as power output goes on the 220. But again, it's a larger clamp. You have the braided copper inside, so that gives you, just gives you a nice contact and nice continuity for your amps. And again, you have the DINS connector on the end. The torch that's used with it is a WP17 torch, is what's supplied with it. It has a softer rubber hose than many of these typical type of torches. So it is softer, it's more flexible as far as the hose goes. We also use a braided line for the argon connection. Again, this makes it a little bit more supple, a little bit more flexible for using the torch. You have the torch trigger on here. If we were to turn this on and hook up our control, we're on HF now, so by hooking that up, oops, oh, we're on stick. Okay, let's go right there. There's our HF, and you can hear it running in the unit. That turns the gas solenoid valve on. Start your HF, will start your arc, doing it that way. When you're using the TIG function, like I said, you have HF or you have lift TIG. Lift TIG is touch, back it off. Once you break contact with the metal, then your arc starts. HF is you bring it within an eighth of an inch, quarter of an inch, whatever, then your arc will start. This business end here, when you're in TIG function, you are going to hook up the torch to the negative. TIG is hooked up to the negative. Your ground clamp will be on the positive. Again, your argon hose, you have a quick connect here. Simply push in there, that locks in place there. Again, it's just a simple quick connect. So with the unit itself, you get the ground clamp, you get the WP17 torch, you get the stick holder. What is optional is the foot pedal control, and we'll look at that now. Foot pedal control basically will run, once this is hooked in, you read 0 on the control panel. You have no control on the panel. As you can see, we're 0, we're dead. There you go. There's no control on it. Your pedal will give you the control. Now, unlike some machines where you have a preset amp, so say for example, where we want to weld at 70 amps, you cannot set the main amps at 70 and then have the pedal go to the 70 amps max. It will run its full length, whether it's on 110 or 220. On 110 it will run to around the 90 amp mark. On 220 it will run to 160. You have a 35% duty cycle on both the stick and TIG function, and they both put out 160 amps. At 220, when you're running it on 110, it just has a self-sensing input voltage. The unit on 110 will run around 92 amps is your maximum output running it on 110. Right now it's hooked up at the 110, but like I said, with the foot pedal in, you have no control on the amperage. It's all in the foot pedal. So So the foot pedal bypasses everything there. Pull this out and it's going to give us a reading. So if you want to know what you're doing with the foot pedal, you have to actually start your arc, and that's going to give you a readout. But again, with the foot pedal, you don't really need to worry about that too much, because you are watching the heat and you're controlling it with the foot pedal. The more you push down, the more heat you're putting in to your more amps that you're using. So it's all very visual. When you're using the TIG torch, now you can set the amps at where you want to go, and that's going to be a constant. Whether it be 70 amps, whether it's going to be 50, that's what you're going to have at the output with the torch when you hit the torch trigger. Whether it be lift or HF, regardless, it's the same thing. Thank you.